The Lakers have made some interesting moves this free agency that makes them insanely deep from their starting five all the way to their reserve. And in today's video, to evaluate how good of a free agency the Lakers had, we will be evaluating every single free agency move they made, and more importantly, how well do these free agents connect with AD and LeBron James on the court. But before we get into all of that, make sure you guys hit that like button, just helps get the video out to many more people, and hit that subscribe button as I realize that more than 90% of you guys are not subscribed. So enough of me talking, let's get right on to the first free agent signing for the Lakers, and this is Gabe Vincent. He brings you defending and some nice 3-point shooting to space out the floor. And if you think about it, the Lakers got a cheaper version of Fred VanVleet. And if we look back to the Nuggets series where they had D'Angelo Russell just struggling to shoot from the three-pointer, this Gabe Vincent signing gives Lakers fans some hope that they're going to have a guy in the playoffs that can turn up, especially from the three-pointer, because trust me, when I was watching D'Angelo Russell brick from three-pointer, I wanted to pull my hair out. But in all seriousness, what makes Gabe Vincent such a special player is that he could play any role on the Lakers, and this was because he was playing in Miami. He went from playing a backup point guard to starting point guard, and he was able to play effectively with multiple different lineups with the Miami Heat due to their injuries. So this shows us that Gabe is a plug and play type player, and the Lakers don't have to worry about putting him in lineups he's not used to being in. And he can complement anyone. When he's playing with LeBron, LeBron can go into the paint and dish it out for Gabe Vincent for a three. So I think this is a match made in heaven for the Lakers. And especially on the defensive side of things, when we're comparing D'Angelo Russell and Gabe Vincent, there's a very big difference. Gabe Vincent is top 25 in causing turnovers. So I think especially when it comes to the playoffs, we have a very good chance of seeing Gabe Vincent take over that starting point guard position over D'Angelo Russell. I can see D'Lo coming off the bench and being like that six-man dude that can light it up. Now let's move on to the second free agency signing for the Lakers, and this one is very interesting. This is Taurean Prince. So they signed him to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal, and I think this is a steal, especially when we look at the Lakers. During the playoffs, they struggled from the three, and spacing the floor out in this league and getting 3-and-D wings is insane, and Taurean Prince is exactly what the Lakers needed. And to get this guy for $4.5 million, and him being a 3-and-D wing, which is a hot commodity in the league right now, that's a pretty good signing by Rob Pelinka. And this signing tells us a lot about how the Lakers want to run their offense. They're going to have a bunch of dudes just in the two corners waiting till LeBron James gets double teamed. And once they get double teamed, they're going to pass it in the corners. And this was a good example, especially when we looked at the playoffs for the Lakers. Hachimura was doing a lot of those, corner three-pointers, top of the key three-pointers, and I think that Taurean Prince can come right in and just knock down a bunch of three-pointers. And even when looking at this season, he's going to be playing alongside players like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, which is going to make him have much more easy looks from the three. So expect Taurean Prince to have a higher three-point percentage than he usually does. Now let's move on to the next signing, and this is Cam Reddish on a 2-year, $4.6 million contract. And Cam Reddish is a pretty peculiar, confusing type of player. And I say this because although he hasn't really been given that much of an opportunity these past 2 seasons, he's a 6'8" guy, he's still young, and if he can excel at playing a role rather than thinking he's the greatest player on the court, he will have a much long future in the NBA. And I think that this season with the Lakers is the perfect time for him to be at least that role player that's a 3-and-D guy that's valued in this league. He doesn't have to drop 10 plus points. He can go ahead and get some steals and deflections. And when I was reading Reddit, a lot of Cam Reddish fans had a lot to say, and one guy said he believes he should be KD. If Cam could just focus on excelling in a specific role, then he'd be great. But he believes he deserves a role that he has not earned. But hey, this is a hilarious comment. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I still have faith in this dude. He has this one season to prove himself, and if he can be this role player, it would be amazing. And him just shooting 32% from 3 is so confusing, because if you look at his jumper, it's probably the prettiest jumper I've seen for a guy that shoots 32% from the 3-point line. This is insane. But we believe in you, Cam. Turn up, man. Now let's move on to the next free agent signing for the Lakers, and this is probably one of my favorites. This is Jaxson Hayes, and this guy has some energy. A good example of this is that he got charged with 12 misdemeanors. This dude has some energy, bro. Just put it on the basketball court and you'll be fine. But in all seriousness, Jaxson Hayes is another low-risk, high-reward guy for the Lakers. And he gives the Lakers a backup center option that can help complement Anthony Davis. AD doesn't really have to play too much anymore because he knows that there's another guy that can at least go ahead and try to guard Nikola Jokic. And when we look at Jaxson Hayes' offensive game, he's pretty good when he's playing with a nice point guard. And this is because Jaxson Hayes operates from the pick and roll, and he's a very, very flashy dunker. And I think Gabe Vincent complements Jaxson Hayes so well, and when we look back to the playoffs, Gabe Vincent was running a lot of pick and rolls with Bam Adebayo, and instead he has Jaxson Hayes to throw the lobs to. And when I look at how long the Pelicans played Jaxson Hayes on the court, it was only 13 minutes per game, so he didn't really get too much of an opportunity on that team. But on the Lakers, I can see him getting 19 plus minutes per game, and hopefully let's pray that this leads to less Anthony Davis injuries. And even if Anthony Davis gets injured, at least they have a big man and they don't have to play LeBron James at center, which is absolutely hilarious. But if I had to rank these free agent signings from 1 to 4, I would put Gabe Vincent at number 1, Jaxson Hayes at number 2, Taurean Prince at number 3, and Cam Reddish at number 4. Only reason I say Cam Reddish at number 4 is because he's still such a raw player, and the other 3 signings are a little bit more proven in the league and they have their role cemented a little bit more. But I think Cam Reddish has the biggest upside out of these 4 players. Reddish can turn out to be an amazing player if he actually becomes more efficient on the floor. And now with Austin Reaves and Hachimura, these two can elevate their games even more, and this will cause LeBron James to not even have to go ahead and score 20 points in a playoff game. He's just gonna have to sit back and play his role. So let me know in the comment section which free agency signing is your favorite and rank them from 1 to 4. I want to see which ones you guys like. And let me know, who else do you think the Lakers should have gotten free agency instead of one of these players? But that's been all for me in today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Just lets me know that you enjoyed today's video, and also make sure you smash the subscribe button. That's been all for your boy Mubsy Hoops. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.